think if Canelo was using the jab effectively, hard, the guy wouldn't come in because the guy was coming in because he wasn't worried about Canelo's jab. So he got more aggressive and he got brave. If you're not jabbing, he has no defense.
You know, I really don't care how big Crawford is. If I'm Canelo, I feel disrespected. You know, coming up 2 weight classes, you haven't fought at 68. You know how your body going to react.
He's got the heart, he's got the speed, the skills, and he's going to go out there. I was thinking he put up a good first 6 rounds, but then Canelo will start picking it up. But now I think Crawford will go for Crawford will get, I'm picking Crawford to win.
Mike Tyson has expressed serious concern for Canelo's future, warning that a loss to Terence Crawford could be devastating for his career. He noted that in past fights, Canelo has often failed to use his jab effectively, which allowed opponents to gain confidence and close the distance. Tyson stressed that this time Canelo must adjust his approach by employing his jab with
the jab. The guy's going to walk right in him, like he did. Next fight, use your jab, different fight. Oh, he was really basic, you know.
Veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas acknowledges that Canelo Alvarez has faced an impressive list of top-tier opponents across multiple divisions, giving him one of the most extensive resumes in the sport. In contrast, Terence Crawford has not fought as many marquee names as some would expect from a fighter of his caliber. However, Atlas emphasizes that true greatness is not defined solely by the depth of a resume, but by the skill, adaptability, and intelligence a fighter displays inside the ring.
Make adjustments mid-fight could prove decisive against a dangerous and experienced champion like Alvarez.
He's a little over. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 108 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really. But I think Crawford is special. I know he has the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup. Where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it? No, but those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
The stakes for
Canelo Alvarez in this matchup go far beyond just a win or loss. With Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes, the challenge is unique, but the pressure falls squarely on Canelo. A defeat in these circumstances would draw heavy criticism, as it would suggest that despite his size, strength, and experience advantages, he was unable to overcome a naturally smaller opponent. Such an outcome could raise serious questions about his standing in the sport and potentially tarnish his reputation as one of the greatest pound-for-pound.
No, I really don't care how big Crawford is. If I'm Canelo, I feel disrespected. You know, coming up 2 weight classes, you haven't fought at 60. We don't know how your body's going to react. You just think, you know, you're just going to come up and beat me. We seen it with Charlo, his video. He was looking, you know, moving around the ring, and everybody thought that might work. And we saw what happened. Crawford is a skillful guy, but like, who has he really beaten? Spence. After Spence, you know, now all of a sudden he can jump up 2 weights and beat Canelo. I don't see it. If I'm Canelo, I would have a statement with Crawford. Canelo cannot lose this fight. He shouldn't lose this fight.
David Benavidez speaks with confidence when discussing Terence Crawford's place among boxing's elite, describing him as a fighter who operates on a completely different level of technical skill and mental sharpness compared to most in the sport today. He praises Crawford's ability to seamlessly switch stances, stay composed under pressure, and dictate the pace of a fight regardless of his opponent's style. According to Benavidez, this blend of poise and technical precision makes Crawford such a difficult puzzle to solve in the ring.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think Terrence's IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses. Terence Crawford went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence. He showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
Jeff Mayweather highlights the exceptional technical skill that has defined Terence Crawford's career, emphasizing his ability to read opponents and adjust his game plan with surgical precision. While he gives Crawford the edge in pure boxing craft, Mayweather is quick to remind fans and analysts that Canelo Alvarez's power and experience cannot be underestimated. Time and again, Canelo has shown that he can alter the course of a fight with a single well-placed punch and has proven himself in high-pressure bouts against some of the sport's biggest names. Jeff cautions,
"It's kind of tough. But if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I give him, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So, I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win.
Max Kellerman's technical.
Jeff Mayweather highlights the exceptional technical skill that has defined Terence Crawford's career, emphasizing his ability to read opponents and adjust his game plan with surgical precision. While he gives Crawford the edge in pure boxing craft, Mayweather is quick to remind fans and analysts that Canelo Alvarez's power and experience cannot be underestimated. Time and again, Canelo has shown that he can alter the course of a fight with a single well-placed punch and has proven himself in high-pressure bouts against some of the sport's biggest names.
Give you a list of attributes, and then tell me who do you feel is best in that attribute. First attribute, best jab.
Crawford.
Defense.
Best. Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring.
Gary Antoine Russell highlights the cultural and stylistic contrasts that often shape boxing matchups, noting that Canelo Alvarez represents the traditional Mexican fighting style, which combines calculated pressure with devastating body shots and sharp counterpunching. In contrast, he explains that Terence Crawford embodies the rhythm, fluidity, and defensive awareness commonly associated with African American boxing styles. This clash of approaches, Russell suggests, creates
Canelo,
a compelling dynamic.
He has mastered his style. Now, Latinos, they got their own style versus melanated black people. Having like more rhythm, more flashiness, and panache to their swag.
Yeah.
We just fight different other ethnicities. If you want to throw Amir Khan in there, his ethnicity, he was in and out.
Yeah, that's the European kind of style.
Textbook, you know, that was his style. Canelo got his style, mastered it. Terence Crawford, nothing away from him. He's like freakishly, you know, he go both sides, southpaw, orthodox, you know, and I feel like he adapt well. But it don't take much to hit, especially these gloves. He cannot slip up. He gonna have to stay set from bing to bing from round 1 to 12, and he better be in shape. I'm talking about like not 12 round shape, I'm talking about like 16 round shape.
Trainer Robert Garcia has openly expressed his support for Terence Crawford in this high-profile matchup, praising his work ethic, discipline, and dedication to mastering the fundamentals of boxing. Garcia believes that Crawford's success at the highest level is a positive development for the sport, as it highlights the importance of technical mastery and ring intelligence. While he respects Canelo Alvarez and acknowledges his many accomplishments.
I love Crawford. He knows that. I've seen him. I've talked to him many times, and I wish him the best. I'm actually very happy for him and Bomac for everything they've done and the big fight that they're getting. You know, in this sport, making it to those fights and making it to those paydays, you got to be happy for anybody that makes it. So Bomac knows, Crawford knows. Now after Canelo's performance, I'm actually leaning towards Crawford to win this fight.
Why is that? What changed?
Because I know Crawford's, he's got the heart, he's got the speed, the skills. And there I was thinking he put up a good first 6 rounds, but then Canelo will start picking it up. But now I think Crawford will go for Crawford will get, I'm picking Crawford to win now.
Omari Jones believes Terence Crawford's preparation for this bout is a true model of professionalism. Instead of rapidly bulking up and risking a decline in speed and stamina, Crawford has carefully added weight through a targeted program of nutrition and conditioning. This approach allows him to maintain the agility that makes his style so effective while also building the durability needed to face a naturally larger opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Jones sees this methodical preparation as giving Crawford...
Me personally, meeting Crawford several times, it's like, the man is just so competitive. It's like, I don't even have to say, man, when we sparring, it's like his competitiveness is always put him over the edge, and then he just has that, like, I'm not gonna let you bully me, or, you know, his skill set. And it, you know, I know they talk about Charlo when Charlo moved, but I feel like it may be a little bit different for Canelo this time around, because Crawford took the moving up in weight classes serious. He did the training. So I feel like when you put in work like that, you know, it's a win-win.
So you don't think Crawford, you know, getting that? I saw him; he's pretty big. That's going to be a disadvantage in this fight.
No, it looked like he put it on, you know, the nutrition, the you know, like I said, the training. You know, Crawford, he trains hard, so I feel like, I know they say he probably went up to like 185 to lose that weight, but I think if he did it the right way, I know he did, he'll be successful in September.
And I know, you, like we discussed earlier, you know, we talked with your debut, and now you're 3-0. Your last fight, July 19th, and it was actually your third win by knockout.
Yes.
I'm super proud of you. How are you feeling about your so far?
I'm feeling great about my pro career. I definitely feel like it's off to a great start.
Paulie Malignaggi adds to the discussion by praising Terence Crawford's ability to strike the perfect balance in his physical preparation. He notes that Crawford has built the muscle mass needed to withstand Canelo's power while maintaining the quickness that enables him to counter effectively and evade pressure. Malignaggi credits this to Crawford's disciplined training camp and meticulous attention to detail, from diet to sparring strategy.
Wait, what's your thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, well, Roy Jones, but also Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford. But John Ruiz is not Canelo. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, you know, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you know, you're going to put on weight, you're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this even as a fighter as myself. As I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym. It just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning and end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there, weighed, you know, all types of crazy numbers just to get people to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight. We see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself.
Stephen Breadman Edwards emphasizes that Terence Crawford's mastery of movement is the cornerstone of his success. He explains that Crawford's ability to control distance forces opponents into uncomfortable positions, causing them to miss and leaving them exposed to counters. Combined with elite conditioning, this skill enables Crawford to sustain a high pace throughout all 12 rounds without wearing down. Edwards believes this movement will be vital in neutralizing Canelo's pressure and preventing him from
slips good. But Crawford is just so clutch. His conditioning is so good. They're going to be about similar heights. Crawford's taller, he's longer. And I think that Crawford's adjustments in fights are so underrated. He is a master adjuster. He finds something every fight and just goes with it. That last fight, people talk about he struggled. You know what he found that last fight? A simple jab. He just started beating the guy up with it. He finds something in every fight. He don't fight a lazy fight. Canelo, for as good as he is, he hasn't stopped anybody since 2021. That's 4 years. You know why? Because he gets tired and gets like a complacent. He's a power that punch that hard. Don't want to go 4 years without a stop. He haven't got a stoppage because he don't have the conditioning and the stamina to push a guy over the edge after he hurt him, or after, you know, when the guy away from him, to still be able to go get him. He don't want to go the distance and all these fights. He wants to go the distance with Jamel Charlo and John Ryder and Edgar and Triple G at 68. He don't want to, but he don't have that extra anymore, in my opinion, to get guys out of there.
Canelo Alvarez's recent performance against William Skull has raised concern among both analysts and fans. His output appeared lower than usual, and his movements lacked the urgency and precision that once defined his prime. Rather than dictating the action, Canelo often found himself reacting to Skull's offense, giving his opponent more comfort than expected. This hesitancy has led to questions about whether Canelo still possesses the stamina and sharpness needed to dominate elite opponents over 12 rounds. Critics caution.
And after really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last few years have always been slow. He's always been very slow foot. When people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down. Yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday night show was saying that one of Canelo's generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Canelo in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, but he's not been able to step on the gas and finish them. He's not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you could put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long, and real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he's young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled, and he did handle, you know what I mean? He probably would have put some damage on William Skull. He didn't do anything.
Sean Porter and other analysts believe that for Terence Crawford to win, he must execute a game plan built around distance control and strategic angles. By constantly shifting his positioning and forcing Canelo Alvarez to reset, Crawford can disrupt his opponent's forward momentum and gradually wear him down both physically and mentally. Porter stresses that mental discipline will be just as crucial as physical ability in this matchup, noting that the fighter who stays composed, focused.
So, I haven't seen that Terence Crawford against Canelo in these two press conferences. They're having dinner, they have the presser in Riyadh, they have the presser in New York. That's a weak-ass push by Canelo. And, you know, that is not Canelo, what he did with Caleb Plant, that was real. You know, he slipped him and then slapped him. That was like, okay. This felt like, hey, social media, you guys are being too friendly. We're paying you all this money. We're putting the knockout bonus there. Come on, we got a fight to sell. Let's heat this up a little bit. Let's heat this up a little bit. Obviously, they're both great fighters, and they're both coming to win, and you know, but you know, I don't want to get too deep into it. But you know my thoughts on this, the big picture, like what's looming, the fight to me, because I'm the journey. Right?
Perfect.